Hey there, word nerds and writing enthusiasts. Welcome back to another episode where we dig into the real deal about making a living with your writing skills. Today we're exploring freelance writing jobs from home in 2025. And honestly, the traditional job hunt is getting wild out there. But before we dive in, if you're curious about a totally different approach that's been changing lives for writers, definitely peek at kindleriches.com. We'll chat more about that in a bit.
Oh my gosh, thank you for bringing this up. I swear, scrolling through writing job boards lately feels like watching a reality show where everyone's competing for the same 3 decent gigs while 100 other people are willing to work for peanuts.
Right? It's like you see a posting for freelance content writer, $25 an hour, and you think, hey, that's not terrible. Then you realize there are already 47 applicants and the job was posted 2 hours ago.
And don't even get me started on those job descriptions. We're looking for a creative writing genius with 5+ years experience, PhD preferred, most know 12 different industries, starting at $15 an hour. Like, pick a lane, people.
The whole application process has gotten absolutely bonkers too. You spend 3 hours crafting the perfect cover letter, customizing your portfolio, maybe even doing a writing test, and then radio silence. Or, my personal favorite, we've decided to go with someone else.
The writing tests? Please write a 1,000-word sample on quantum physics for our blog. This is unpaid, but will showcase your abilities. Honey, if I'm writing a 1,000-word article, someone's paying me for that.
But here's what's really interesting. I've been talking to writers who've completely stepped away from that whole job application hamster wheel, and they're doing something totally different that's honestly pretty brilliant.
Okay, now you have my attention because I'm so tired of refreshing job boards and getting my hopes up just to have them crushed by unrealistic requirements or ridiculous pay rates.
Right? So instead of hunting for writing jobs, these folks are creating their own opportunities by publishing books on Amazon. And before you're like, but I'm not a novelist, we're talking journals, planners, how-to guides, niche educational stuff.
Wait, hold up. You can actually make decent money doing that? Because I always thought self-publishing was like this impossible thing where you needed connections or had to be some marketing genius.
That's what I thought too. But Amazon's Kindle Direct Publishing basically democratized the whole thing. You can literally publish a book today and have it available to millions of readers worldwide by tomorrow.
That sounds way less stressful than waiting 3 weeks to hear back about a blog writing position that probably went to someone's cousin anyway.
Exactly, and the income potential is actually better than most freelance writing jobs. Amazon pays up to 70% royalties, so if your book sells for $8.99, you're keeping around $6. Compare that to writing articles where you might get paid $50 once and never see another penny.
Oh, wow. So instead of trading your time for money on someone else's schedule, you're building something that can keep earning while you sleep. That's like the holy grail for writers.
Totally, and you get to write about stuff you actually care about instead of 10 tips for better plumbing or whatever random assignment lands on your desk.
Oh my gosh, I'm honestly getting excited just thinking about it. But how do you know what to write about? Because finding good freelance writing niches is hard enough, let alone figuring out what books people want to buy.
Here's the cool part. Amazon basically gives you a cheat sheet through their bestseller rank system. You can see exactly what's selling well in different categories and spot opportunities where there's demand, but not too much competition.
That's so much better than guessing what clients want or trying to pitch article ideas that might get rejected. You're using actual market data to make smart decisions.
And speaking of smart decisions, this is where kindleriches.com comes in clutch. They've created this whole system specifically for people who want to transition from freelance writing jobs to publishing income.
Yes, what I love about their approach is they get it. They understand the writer mindset and the challenges we face in traditional freelance markets. It's not just generic business advice.
The success stories are honestly inspiring. Jennifer went from constantly applying for writing gigs to earning $8,750 a month with 27 published books. Like, imagine never having to write another cover letter.
And Sarah's story hits different for me because she's a busy parent making $4,300 monthly, working just 8 hours a week. That's the kind of flexibility every writer dreams about when they're stuck in some client's impossible timeline.
Michael's transformation is wild, too. He was doing the whole technical writing job hunt thing, and now he's running an $11,200 monthly publishing business. Same skills, completely different career path.
What really gets me is how this solves the biggest problem with freelance writing, the constant hustle for new clients. Like once your books are published, they're working for you 24/7.
Right? No more feast or famine cycles, where you're booked solid 1 month and scrambling the next. David built up to $2,800 in monthly passive income in just 4 months while still doing client work part-time.
Can we talk about the creative freedom aspect? Because honestly, one of the most soul-crushing parts of freelance writing is getting assigned topics that make you want to take a nap just thinking about them.
Oh my God, yes. Instead of writing about enterprise software solutions for B2B synergy or whatever corporate nonsense, you can create content around your actual interests and expertise.
And you're building something that has your name on it. Instead of ghostwriting articles that disappear into the content void, you're creating a body of work that establishes you as an author.
The professional credibility shift is huge. Going from I'm a freelance writer looking for work to I'm a published author completely changes how people perceive your expertise.
Plus, you're not limited by geography anymore. Remote writing jobs are competitive because everyone can apply for them, but with publishing, you're reaching a global audience of readers, not competing with other writers for the same position.
And honestly, the learning curve isn't that steep if you already have writing skills. You know how to research, you understand target audiences, you can meet deadlines. Those skills translate perfectly to book creation.
But what about the time investment, though? Because writing a book sounds like this massive undertaking, especially when you're used to writing shorter pieces for clients.
That's actually where it gets interesting. We're not talking about 300-page novels here. Some of the most successful books are simple journals, planning templates, or focus guides that might be 20 to 50 pages.
So it's more like scaling up from blog posts to mini books rather than trying to write the next best-selling memoir. That actually sounds totally doable.
Exactly. And you can leverage tools and strategies you already know from freelance writing. AI assistants for research, collaborating with designers for covers, all that good stuff.
Before we wrap up, I want to circle back to kindleriches.com for anyone listening who's feeling stuck in the traditional freelance writing job cycle.
Definitely. At just $7, it's literally less than what you'd spend on coffee while scrolling through job boards. And they have a 30-day guarantee, so there's zero risk in checking out this alternative approach.
What I appreciate most is that it's designed specifically for writers. It's not just some generic start an online business course. It's tailored to people who already have writing skills and want to use them more strategically.
The system shows you exactly how to research profitable niches, create compelling books, optimize for Amazon's platform, and scale into sustainable income. It's like having a roadmap from where you are to where you want to be.
Writers, you have valuable skills. Don't let the traditional job market undervalue them. There are other ways to build a writing career that don't involve begging for $20 article assignments.
That's a wrap for today. Remember, your writing abilities are assets. Make sure you're building something that pays dividends instead of just covering immediate expenses. Catch you next time.